Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Ezuthim here, and I'm just kind of here chilling. I know in the background it's just a puzzle I'm doing and everything. So yeah, so I know it's kind of weird, it's weird as background, but this is more like an audio type of thing, just to make that clear. But yeah, what's up, guys? Nice to talk to you guys for once, and yeah, what's up? I just thought I should make a little video, talk a bit, try and see how you guys are doing. And I just kind of wanted to try and enjoy myself a little bit, just something a little casual. And so I just wanted to chill out. But yeah, I just gotta admit, this coronavirus kind of sucks. I know that, all this stuff. But I mean, staying inside is better because it does stop the spread of the virus by a bit. Even if it's a little bit, it's just we gotta keep trying, right? But yeah, no. Anyways, I just wanted to say what's going on. I could just talk a bit about life and everything. See how things are going for everyone. Cause I know not everything's perfect and dandy and all that. And honestly, that sucks to hear. Cause I want people to be happy living their life, enjoying themselves. I want to be enjoying myself, honestly. But seems like we can't really. And as much as that sucks, it's better that we try to do what we can to stop the spread, right? But yeah, no, what was it? Um, this time has really made me think about some good old times I've had with friends and all that, and yeah, all these type of memories. And one memory I just kind of thought of was of how me and my friends we went to an abandoned horse track, and yeah, it was an abandoned horse track, but it was still, what was it? It wasn't still used. Someone owned it. That's why. So, and right now the horse track is gone. It's finished. You can't go there anymore because they bulldozed all of it. And yeah, that kind of sucks. But it was cool being in there before it got bulldozed and everything. It wasn't like anything. It wasn't anything too crazy, but it was still something really interesting because it seemed like they did know like they were closing and they took everything and all that. But the buildings were pretty interesting in there because it was the stalls, it was all that. There was these buildings too, and I remember when I would go with my friends, like a couple of them would be scared and would want to go before we even got deep into the track. And so yeah, I was like, yeah, it sucked, but I mean, I respected their wishes and everything. And yeah, but I remember one time I went with a couple of my friends, and security was still roaming around, and we kind of got stuck. So yeah, that was we were stuck in a building for a little bit. So because security, there was this giant window in the building, and it was like the whole wall basically, and you could see right outside of it. And the security car came up to right in front of it. And I remember my friend was recording me, and it was just like I was just saying some stupid shit and all that, trying to pretend it was like a video and all that. And he saw the car pull up, instantly said, "Oh shit," and kind of started booking it to the basement area of it. And when he said that, I looked right behind me. I saw the car pulling up, and I instantly went, "Oh shit," and followed right after him. I had a couple of my friends with me, and we all just had to stay in that little basement area for about like half an hour to 45 minutes because, yeah, the security guard was not moving. Yeah, he just didn't feel like it. And so yeah, that honestly kind of sucked because I didn't want to use my phone because that could have really just wasted my battery, and I didn't know how long we were gonna be there. And so yeah, we were just trying to wait for him to leave or to find a way out. And so yeah, we were just waiting there. I know, funny enough, I have one friend, and he's half white, half Mexican. And whenever this dude spoke Spanish, it wasn't the best, but it was still decent. You could understand him. But I never heard this dude speak good, perfect Spanish until he got scared, where he was basically reciting Spanish prayers perfectly, fluently, and everything. It was hilarious to me because it's just he looks white and everything, so yeah, like you don't expect it, and it's just funny to me because it's just out of nowhere you hear this dude just praying in Spanish like so perfectly out of nowhere. And I've known this dude for a couple years already, so seeing that was just hilarious to me. And so yeah, it was great, it was funny, but it was also a little terrifying because hey, it was security showed up out of nowhere. We don't know how long we're gonna be stuck in there and everything. So yeah, it kind of sucked. But I mean, it was still it is still something cool that happened. I know the whole time we were there, we talked a little and everything. It was just a really weird experience overall, if I'm honest. I don't hate the experience or anything. It's a nice little story I could use right now that I could tell people about. And it was just always a weird thing because going there, it was very dilapidated. So that building was just ready to be knocked down. And so yeah, I was just like, all right, understandable for this whole building to just be ready to knock down. And so yeah, I was just like, this is really interesting because a lot of the stuff there was some like pictures. It was they took all like money and all that because I did find a couple of registers there, but they took basically anything with like money value, monetary value. And so yeah, it was just like okay, so they were like ready to just leave, but it wasn't to the point where it's like they're just like packing everything up. They were kind of just taking whatever, in a sense. And so yeah, I was like, all right, cool. I know my friend, he found a Lord of the Rings box set, I think, something like that. So yeah, for him that was good because he likes Lord of the Rings and everything. So he didn't have a problem with that, and I could see why. But yeah, no, it was just overall a really weird experience during the time, and I don't know like what really inclined us to really just keep going back there a lot because we went there quite a bit, and it was always a just an interesting thing to do for us because or at least I never hated it. I know my friends they kind of were weary about it and all that, but I just really liked going to that place and everything, and it was just a really cool experience for me overall, and I just enjoyed going back there each and every time, and so it was just really cool. Well, even then it wasn't even the kind of abandoned place I went because there was at least like two other abandoned places right across the street from it. Honestly, it was funny because this street, it's just mainly where cars drive by, and there was apartment buildings. It wasn't anything like where people are walking around all the time and all that. But there was a what you call it, a school by it. It's like a college and all that. So it wasn't anything like oh hey, little kids are around and everything. No, it was like just normal regular adults and all that. Because at the time I was still young and everything. So I say adults because yeah, I was still a kid. But no, but it was just really interesting to see like be going to a place like that and just really seeing these type of things there. And I, what was it? Yeah, the other two places, it was this little abandoned batting cage. It was just, it was just an empty thing that really, that was just like sold or something like that. Because I know it's not really owned, since the little area where you get the tokens from and all that. It was like one person there, and they were like, there was machines for the tokens and all that. If you go into that little building place thing, you could still grab tokens. Like you'll find them on the floor right there. And there's a vending machine right there. It's an old one, but not like not decades, I'm sorry. But yeah, no, it's still pretty cool. But yeah, no, it's just really a strange kind of thing. At least to me, it was. It seems like it. And I just kind of, I don't know, I kind of like these places because right next to that one, because it's right next to these railroad tracks that aren't used anymore. And it's a little river. The tracks go right over it. And those tracks, like the wood that they used to put the tracks on, I guess somebody painted that like a rainbow, and it was called Rainbow Bridge. And one thing I know is Rainbow Bridge has been around for a while, because I remember like telling my mom about it and everything, and she told me about how while she was going to school and everything, her and her sister, they would see people doing like just gathering there, and then supposedly these rituals. I know, it's weird, right? I never thought too much of it. I did go to that place a little bit, but I never was like oh, let me just do some stupid shit. No, I was just I would walk around and all that. Like I would stay weary. So yeah, but it was a weird thing for sure though, because it was just always like, it was just this abandoned place that I just knew about, and I've gone a couple times. It was like I never got a weird feeling from it. It was the woods right there, right across the tracks. Because tracks split through these woods, and one thing for sure was me and my friends, we went into those woods once. It was really nice. There's deer and all that, so it wasn't bad. But we did find a tent, like a tent, a little like logs that I guess someone would sit on, and like beers around it. In the tent, we we had like just seen it was empty, and there was like a towel on there. It was a weird like little Tinkerbell one, and so yeah, it was a really weird thing just to see out of nowhere. And so I just like, it intrigued me a bit, but I didn't go into the tent or anything because I was like, no, that's just a bit too much for me. The little tents and all that, I just would not be able to do that. because it was still creepy to me. And one thing I know now is supposedly there's still it is a homeless man living there, and like he supposedly kills and eats the like animals like in those woods. So I'm like, yo, that's cool. Like in a sense of, hey, I almost ran into weird homeless man that does all that. But one thing for sure was I didn't, and I have ran like that same day. Uh, we, me and my friends, when I say we ran into the cops because we were technically trespassing, and we weren't the only ones there. There was another group of people and everything, and so it was really just a weird thing because like we didn't get in trouble. It was mainly this dude. Like they were called because since it's like the Rainbow Bridge and everything, it was the like a not a suspension bridge, but this bridge where you could kind of climb it in a sense. And people do graffiti on it all the time, but this dude was spray painting on the top of it. The cops were called because of him, and so the cops came, and the dude saw, he ran away, and we were basically like we were got in trouble too, or in a sense trouble. We weren't really like we didn't have to get our parents called and all that, go through a lot of things. No, it was just hey, uh, you guys shouldn't be here. This is private property. This is trespassing, and the fact because of that guy was since he was doing graffiti and all that, he it was if we knew him, we would get into trouble. Like if he knew if he would like if he said we knew him and he knew us and all that, like he knew us by name and all that, we were gonna be in trouble because we were gonna be like, oh hey, like kind of like an accomplice in a sense. It was weird, and I was just kind of like, damn, I don't know if this dude goes to my school or not. And so I didn't want it to be that he does, he knows who I am, and then I get in trouble because of that. So I was like, damn, I don't want to be like getting in trouble because of this dude that I don't know. Luckily, he didn't know any of me or my friends, but because he had his spray paint cans, he threw a couple of them away because they were like very low, or he just didn't want them or something like that. My friends, or yeah, my friends, but one of the dudes that was there with us, he had a lighter on him because he was a heavy pot smoker. I know that, and he just had the bright idea of just being like, hey, why don't I just like kind of light this shit up? So he basically made a little flamethrower. Me and my friends played with it a little bit just cause. But one thing was the cops were told about that they saw someone with like a flamethrower in a green sweater. My friend had a green sweater, but it was like one of those shades of green where it was like a green blue. It was mint in a sense. That was weird. But luckily, we were like, no, we don't know anything about that. Like, yeah, no. And the dude that had the lighter, he already had a criminal record. Sorry, I can't talk. But it was that, and I was like, huh, you know, if like me and my friends also agreed too, like this dude, cause he's like been shitty too, me and my friends before, and like me and him just aren't really cool. Right now, I haven't seen him, and I don't really care how he's been doing. He's been living his life, I've been living mine. Last time I saw him was when I was working at my movie theater job. But other than that, I haven't seen him since. But yeah, no, what was it? We were like, yeah, no. He has a criminal record. He has the criminal record. And if anything, we knew we're not gonna try and like go down with him, honestly. And we like as fucked as it is a little bit. I mean, the dude was a dickhead and everything. So one thing for sure was I didn't really care what happened to him. So I was like, he's gonna take the fall if we get in trouble or something. Cause hey, if we don't have to fuck up our little record and all that, that's what we're gonna do. If it's like with my friend group now, I would not do that. But yeah, no, and luckily he didn't have to. So yeah. But yeah, no, it was a weird thing though, cause we did almost get into a lot of trouble because of that. And I know that it went really well for something that could have gone pretty bad. And yeah, it was just kind of a fun thing for sure because we just had to write our names for a report, and then we just had to do that, write our names, age, and then I just kind of we were sent home. We were like, hey yo, go home. You can't be here. We're like, okay, and we just left. I'm surprised that they weren't extra or anything, and but I'm glad about that though because I didn't have to deal with more trouble than I had to. I got to just kind of go to my friend's house and play around. I think no, what was it the same day? I'm not too sure. But it was one of my friends. It's one of my longtime friends too, still right now. He lived in an apartment down the street from there, from the Rainbow Bridge. Yeah, it's crazy, and because this was all like, yeah, no, it wasn't the same day, but it was very close together, the times, and so yeah, it was that he he used to live in an apartment uh, close to there, and what was it? His family lived there, like his aunt and cousin and all that. They lived over there, and it was mainly what you call it. They like it was just them really, and they were paying their rent and everything, but their little landlord, and honestly he's a dickhead for it, but he was not paying the bank. He was not paying like mortgage and all that. So the bank took away the apartment building. The apartment building was like taking it. The landlord finally tells them to like he gives them I think just a week. I was gonna say 2 weeks, but no, it's just a week. I remember to find a new apartment and to move all in the same week. Not like oh hey, like you have time to look for an apartment, like just a week to look for an apartment, and then once you find one by like the end of the week, you could move. No, it was that same week they had to move, and so it was crazy, and it was just fucked because yeah, they didn't know about this like it was out of nowhere. They were paying their rent and everything, and the landlord was spending it on. He was just gambling. That's why. That's why. What you call it? Like that's why he didn't pay the mortgage and all that. He just gambled it away basically. And so yeah, he really just fucked him over for that. And I know that luckily they did find a place and all that, but because of how fast they had to move, they couldn't take everything. So they took all the furniture and all that, but they did not get to take like some pictures and all that, some of that kind of stuff. Surprisingly, and I don't know how, but one thing was that they changed the locks, like the bank, but they kind of left it unlocked. And so me and my friends went in there, my friend went, got like old family photos and all that his family left behind, and they got some like old little memories and all that, and that his parents would kind of wanted to keep and all that, and so his parents are a little strict, so yeah, like he was a little worried on how they would react, but he knew it's for it's to make sure they have all that stuff. And me and my friends were just like, hey, if anything, we we went and did it all by ourselves. We grabbed whatever we thought was like valuable and all that. So we were really just covering for him too. But yeah, no, we did all that, and it was just a weird thing because seeing something like that, it's pretty heartbreaking if I'm honest, because it's just you see the low, like if you looked around you could see the panic that they went through on what they need to take and such. And so one thing for sure was I did feel bad with how I saw everything, and I knew for sure like I wouldn't want them to like have to go through that ever again. I wouldn't want anyone to go through that, honestly. And I know, like right now, my friend. He's doing good. His family is fine. His cousins are fine and everything. So yeah, like they don't have to worry about that eviction like that anymore. But yeah, no, seeing all that was crazy. And I mean, one thing for sure was me and my friends should not have been able to go into that house because of that. And I'm pretty sure it's still technically illegal that we did that. And so yeah, it was just basically just a little crazy thing. And I know it wasn't the best thing to do at the time, in a sense, because one thing for sure was that we didn't know if like they were still like changing all the locks, because we saw the doorknobs and locks on the floor by the doors. The whoever was changing locks and everything, they did not care. They weren't like cleaning up or anything. They knew just change the locks and that's it. And that's what they were doing. And so yeah, it was just like one thing for sure was we were very not suspicious. We were very cautious, and it was just the weirdest thing. Like I say it's the weirdest thing because it's just a weird feeling of how it was. Because it was like my friend, he was glad he got to get a lot of stuff because his picture had or his not his picture, his aunt had a picture of him, and one thing was that she wasn't able to take it. She forgot it while trying to like pack everything up, and she was and he knew that was the only real like good like professional picture because it was like a little school picture that she had of him and all that. And he wasn't sure if she was gonna move or anything out of state because families always talk about like moving places and all that. It's just a little thing, but yeah, he knew that she did like that picture because it was of like one of the only pictures of her nephew she had like physical and all that. And so yeah, like he recovered all of that kind of stuff. And one thing was his parents, they were glad that he got all that stuff. Of course, they were like very confused on how he got it, but he came with the truth of saying that we passed by, doors were unlocked, we went grabbed that stuff, and they were fine with it. But one thing was that they told him that could have been like bad to be careful and all that, but they weren't mad because they got to at least get like memories back and all that. And so that's one thing I'm glad. I'm glad I did, and I'm proud of it, honestly. Because one thing I know is his family loves me. And I don't say that to be like, oh yeah, they love me and all that. Like, oh wow, I'm great. No, it's that they love me because of how I am with him. He's been my friend since first grade, and I love the dude. He's one of my closest friends. And so yeah, his family, they know that we've known each other since first grade. His mom was like, she tells me to take care of him and all that whenever we go out. And yeah, it's just, that's how it is. And it's honestly, they're like a second family in a sense. So, like, being able to help them get that stuff that they couldn't bring with them, or that they kind of forgot in the heat of the moment, it's a nice feeling. Because then I feel like I helped out. I helped them, like, I helped stop them from losing memories that they wanted to cherish. And I'm really glad I got to help with that. And yeah, it's just overall, these are just little stories right now, and it's just kind of little thing I remember while I'm just kind of thinking while being stuck here in quarantine. And it really makes me, of course, cherish my friends and such. And one thing is, I've been cherishing them for sure, because I love those guys. I love I love my homies. I love the boys, and I love my friends that they count as boys, but they're not dudes. But yeah, no, it's just these memories really help me like know that things we do, they're like the stupid things we do, as stupid as they are, they're still nice memories later on. And it's just really something I like to think about. Because as stupid as it was going into that building, possibly like getting into a lot of trouble and all that, I still don't regret it. I'm glad I did these things out of just like kindness for my friend, because life is tough, honestly. Even back then, it was not the easiest. I like how I say back then, but it's not even like, it's just years ago. But it's before us being stuck inside. And I really, one thing is, I wish I could have made like more memories at school with those, like with friends and all that, because I'm guessing I'm not gonna have a graduation and all that, so that sucks. But it's the fact that it's like stuff like that where it's like, I know I'm not gonna walk across the stage with my friends. I'm not gonna walk across the stage, so hear my friends get called, see them go across the stage, and then later just kind of tell them like how I thought you're too stupid to graduate and all that, just like stupid shit like that, where we're we're just like kind of dickheads to each other, but we know that we're really glad that we both made it. And yeah, it's just stuff like that seems like it sucks, but I'm really just hoping that for people to just kind of stay inside and like wash their hands, keep the social distancing and all that, and stop each other from just not making the right decisions and stopping us from really stopping the spread of this virus and all that. And I don't hate anyone like for like going out and all that. Like, we all have our reasons. I'll be honest, I've gone out a couple times because, like, yeah, I'm just being a little stupid. Like just going to grab food or something. Even I'll be honest, I hung out with my friends a little bit, but it was still to grab food with them and all that. But as much as like, oh, that's fine, it's still no, it's still not. We need to still be doing all this, and we gotta still just kind of push through it, kind of try to go through this and like just finish this instead of keeping it going and letting this keep stopping us from going out and all that. I just, as much as it sucks, I know I need to stay inside. I luckily I have and everything, and I hope you guys have too. If you have work, I that's I'm not gonna say you're bad for going to work, because no, you're not. It sucks that you have to still go to work, and that you're going to work during these times, that you're being essential, and I just want to say thanks, of course, because yeah, honestly, it's not the easiest thing, because you're seeing everyone else be like staying at home, doing nothing really, and as nice as that is for a little while, at least to me, it gets. I'm not saying annoying, but it gets very. What's the word? In a sense, it just kind of gets repetitive and feels like, hey, I feel like I need to get out of here. And it feels very like suffocating after a while, for me at least. And as much as that is, I'm still staying inside. And I know it sucks, but we gotta just stop the spread. So we could go ahead and, even if I don't walk the stage, I graduate through Roblox or Minecraft or something like that. I still make it, I still graduate that after all this, that once we stop quarantining, whatever you want to say, we just kind of chill out, and we get to go make new memories with our friends, family, all that. We get to go out and enjoy ourselves again, enjoy life again, in a sense. Because, yeah, it's really what it's about. And, yeah, that's basically the message I have at this end right now. But yeah, no, one thing is, I hope you guys enjoyed my little stories, my little rants and all that. And yeah, I hope you guys stay safe, stay inside, and do what you can to protect yourselves and others. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you want, go ahead, leave a like, subscribe. I hope you guys come back again for my next video. And I hope one thing is for sure, you guys go check out me and my friend's channel. It's in a sense podcast. We just kind of talk. We talk about different things, stupid things, some serious things, and all that. Yeah, no. Hope you guys check it out, enjoy it, and that you guys maybe subscribe to that channel and keep listening to our podcast. Even listen to my little videos of me telling these stories. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And hopefully I'll see you guys next time, right? Alright, bye bye.